What is going on, comic fans? It has been the summer of Superman, and it ain't stopping. It ain't slowing down. And today I've got in this box a CGC comic, a rare Superman book, and I can't wait to get into it. Don't go anywhere. Check this out. Be sure to check the description of any and all of my videos for fantastic resources in this amazing hobby, like Big Time Collectibles, JustinComicx, Cleaning and Pressing, ABX Comics and Games, my local comic shop. If you're looking to set up a pool list to get into comics and you don't know where to get them, don't have a shop, they got you covered. They are the community's comic shop. Be sure to check them out. And we have a Superman book today. It's been the summer of Superman, the huge movie drop. It's still raving reviews, all the hype and everything. It's been a massive hit. That's been a hit. Fantastic Four has gotten really good reception. Even Jurassic Park is crushing it at the box office. It's been a fantastic summer for the fandom. And most notably, it's been the summer of Superman through comics and movies, all that stuff. And it's been a sheer pleasure. This is a book that I ordered a while back, and it finally came in. For those that follow me that know, I'm a huge DC guy. Since I've been on YouTube, I've been a huge DC guy. It's the primary thing I do here on YouTube is DC Comics. And one of the very specific things that I do with collecting is I try to get all the Action Comic #1s. There's a good bit of Action Comic #1s out there. Obviously, most notably, the most famous comic book that ever existed, Action Comics #1 from 1938, the first appearance of Superman. But along the way from 1938 to 2025, there's been a few reprints of that book. Some harder to find than others. Some of them retain a little value. Some of them are fairly just easy to come across. But me, I go around and I try to collect them. Not multiple copies of each one, but I've tried to go and just collect one of each. And I've done a good job at it. Done a really good job at it. There's numerous ones of these things. There are some fantastic collectibles, like the Treasury edition, the oversized one. There's the post office edition that had an actual commemorative stamp on a gatefold cover, which is amazing. There's the acetate Tony S. Daniels convention version, which is super cool. Heck, there's even the New Zealand mint, like 9.99 pure silver plate edition that I actually have in the CGC graded 9.9. There's a lot of these things to chase down. They're really fun. Some of them are super hard to get. And this past year, I believe these were put up for pre-sale this year. It's been a little while, I'm not going to lie. These things definitely went on sale before they were done at CGC Comics. Let's see. This doesn't have like an order date. Or maybe it does. It's been a few months. But I'm excited for this book. Before we get into it, you'll know that it's limited to only 300 copies. Only 300 of these exist. Just 300. And for something like Superman that's so popular right now, for 300 copies, that's not a lot. They go fast. I'm assuming these all sold out. But there is one thing I want to take a look at before we look at this book specifically. Or why don't we look at this book, then we'll look at some values of these things. Because it'd be interesting to see what some of the values on some of these reprints kind of go for. Because like I said, some of them hold value. Some of them are just kind of like maybe cover price since they're kind of newer books, but some of them actually have got some value on them. We'll look at that. But first off, let me show you what this one is, because this year we had what was called, I'm trying to look at it. It was called Superman Day. It was a day commemorating Superman. They put some books out in comic shops that you can go and get for free. Like they re-release a Superman Day edition of All-Star Superman for All Seasons. It was a great way to get people into comic stores, to get excited about the fandom, to pick up some free books. And they also had some other stuff that did cost money. And one of them was a Golden Age format reprint for Action Comics 1. If you don't know, Golden Age books, the first ones, they predate the Silver Age books. They're like 1955 and earlier. And those Golden Age books were of a larger height and width than modern books. They're even thicker. So they did an Action Comics 1 reprint, but in the original Golden Age size. And this shop here called the Comic Mint. The Comic Mint did their own version of it. So that book came in a standard reprint look. It came with one that had a cover by Dan Mora. It was still the same cover of him smashing the car, but he was drawn like David Cornsweet from the new movie. And then there's a foil version. I got all those. I even got the blank, but they also, the Comic Mint, oh my gosh, did their own version of it. This is a thick slab, my goodness. Yeah, they did their own version of it, and that is the Superman Day Special #1 from DC Comics 2025. And they're limited number to 300. And the label has all the sequential numbering on it. So every single book has a different label. It'll be numbered 1 of 300, 250 of 300, 300 of 300. So obviously you want a low number because it's just something about having the lower numbers. But here's the book. Holy crap. It's the gold foil edition. That's flipping nice. All the ads on the back are even foiled. But let me see if you get a shot at this. So on the label, it has a sequential numbering there. And this is number 19 of 300. A super low number. That is amazing. That is amazing. Number 19 of 300. So let's take a look at this. Here's some of these reprints here. Going back to the original, the first reprint was in 1976. So if you find a high grade one of these, that's about $100, says Key Collector. And then in 1976, you also had this one that was a promotional one with an ad for a sleeping bag on the back, $70. 1983, I don't know why this one's a little bit higher. 1983 just says obtained by mail after submitting 2 labels. Oh, this is the peanut butter. So on the back cover of this one, it literally has Superman holding a jar of peanut butter. It was an advertisement because you could get peanut butter with the Superman label. If you check on eBay, they actually have those peanut butter jars to get them empty, open and empty, just where the jar was saved. It's like $20. But if you get one that still has all the content, never been open, it's definitely a little more pricey. But I have all of these. This is the Nestle advertisement. So you have the chocolate candy on the back. 1987 reprint. And then in 88 was the 50th anniversary, the 50-year anniversary. You have the newsstand version and the one on the bottom left that has a commemorative little UPC area. In 1990, they just did a straight reprint with a 50-cent price tag on it. That's how you kind of separate some of these. And then in 1992, they just did a straight reprint. There's $1 and $1.35 cover price interior with World Without Superman, Funeral for a Friend. I guess because the death of Superman had happened around that time, so they're doing all that jazz. In 92, this is the 10-cent, just straight up. This is the interior War Without Superman as well. 10-cent cover price guide, though. And here's the one that I was talking about with the post office. That's an actual commemorative stamp. On the front cover of this, how half of the cover is that post office ad. That's a gatefold. It just opens right up and you see the original cover. And then 2017, this was the first time we got like a full-on reprint of the book. Full-on. All the, not just the Superman story, all the stuff inside. That was from Loot Crate, came polybagged. And here's the Golden Age size one. This is the one that came out just this year. And this is a San Diego Comic-Con facsimile from this year as well. Progressive Insurance promotional comic featuring Flo. So I don't know if that's actually an Action Comics one reprint or is just like a little novelty. Because like it says, it's a Progressive Comics insurance promotional. I don't know what's on the inside, but I'm going to need to check it out and find out. This is the 2022 reprint. This is an NYCC exclusive, it says. And then 2025, that's the Golden Age. That's the foil one. There's the gold foil one right there. 1, 2, and 3 on value. That's crazy. It doesn't have accurate values in here at all. And then 2022 reprint. That was just a straight reprint. Here, this one is the Tony S. Daniels. This is a acetate foil. Not foil, acetate cover. The Tony S. Daniel cover is on the acetate. You open up, it's just your traditional cover. And this is the non-acetate. And I don't go for these that don't have the actual reprinted cover on there. But there's some cool stuff in there. Some of these are super hard to find. But man, it's so cool. This thing came out so clean. I'm going to need to check on eBay now that these are starting to come around and see what the value of them on eBay are. I know that those gold foil logo ones from Big Time Collectibles those are big money. One of the ones I have that's limited to 300 is like a 4-figure book, and then the other one was like I think it like 250 to 300 after just first opening it. So I'm curious what this one is. Action Comics 1 gold foil. foil CGC. Let's take a look at this before we bounce out of here. People got to be putting this up. All right, they're just now coming in. People have got buy it now is on there between 300 and 400. There's one actively in auction right now with 8 days ago. It's already over $100. And I can't remember how much this one I paid the day of, because I pre-ordered it the day of and also used a coupon code and saved a bunch of money. So it looks like last sold for $225, $250, $255, $225, $225. So those were in May, June. Last sold July 25th for $225. So it looks like they're probably about 225 to 250 is where they're sitting right now. Be interesting to see where they land, where that all ends now that they're kind of getting out to people. But yeah, super cool book. Let me know what you think. Are there any books like that you chase down? I have a few things in this collecting hobby that they're very niche to me. I like Turok, these Action Comic ones have been a fun chase. I stay current on them as they come out. I've been nabbing them now. So yeah, it's cool to keep the set alive. And that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, leave me a comment, share it out to your friends, and hit that join button, become a channel member, get more active in the community, join the Legion, get invited to the private streams, early access to content, all that good stuff. And don't forget, there's a cool merch store down below. Find stuff like the not Swamp Thing Legion of Comics shirt. It's Swamp Thing. That's going to do it. I appreciate you watching. Until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion. Boom.